All right, people. So, how does one...
We have some good news and we have some bad news.
The bad news is...
The bad news is I just said that to give you anxiety. The good news is there is no bad news.
No, there's really no bad news.
Yeah.
So...
You do sound like you're about to give some bad news.
All right, so... Let's talk about our camping experience. All right.
Okay.
So,
yep. Topic one.
Yep. So topic one. 2 weeks ago, I went camping. This camped.
Yeah, I think camping is amazing. It's great for the soul.
All right. Well, next time you can go with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I ended up sleeping in my car instead of the camp. Well, instead of the tent with the air mattress, because the air mattress kept deflating. So I was on the ground. I was like, why am I sleeping on the ground? Like, I can just go in my car and be more comfortable. So I ended up sleeping in my car basically both nights. And my boyfriend snores really loud. And he did not bring his CPAP.
Wait, time out.
I know he won't watch this.
So you were at a camp.
We were at a campground in Saratoga Springs, yes.
So this is a tent. This is a little cabin. What? Give me the scenario.
It was not a cabin. No, it was a tent that he put up.
Nice, yeah, okay.
And then
I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, so it was a tent.
Yeah.
That's a tent.
Yeah.
And then there was an air mattress in it. But the air mattress kept deflating. It's probably because it's not meant for like 200-pound people. Like,
no, it's just
be on it.
And also, how long has he had it? Those things don't last forever.
He literally bought it.
And did he do all the? Because there's like safety things they have to put in.
I'm sure he didn't. It's Justin. Let's be real.
He just blew it up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's probably already got a hole in it.
Well, there's things that you have to do to like take care of it. Anyways, but
it was brand new.
It deflated. You guys went on to the ground, which a lot of people sleep on the ground. It's fine.
To which I was like, the ground. No.
Yeah.
My back, I was not feeling it. So I went into the car. My back was not feeling that either, but it was a better alternative.
Yeah.
And then the second night actually got cold.
I just realized I had glasses on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The second night got cold, so I was trying to put the heat on in my car, but I couldn't find the keys. Turns out the keys were in the door on the passenger side of the car. That's another point. So this is me. I found a beach blanket that was in the back of my car because, you know, I'm like a hoarder or whatever. And I was like, Is it 7 o'clock yet? Can I wake up? So...
Wait.
Me and camping...
No, you just had a bad camping experience.
No, actually, that was a great camping experience because the people that we went with, they had everything.
Yeah.
Just me,
Well, you guys went like, you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared to have an enjoyable
Oh, and then it rained.
Camping experience.
And then it rained. Inside the tent got wet. Oh, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I did not like
This
that.
is so many lessons here, guys. It's like anything in life. You have to be prepared.
I mean, Justin was prepared, but I don't think he was prepared enough for me. I don't think he's really camped with anyone like me.
That's a good point.
Like, he's probably, you know what I mean? Like, he's very, like, fine, like, in the woods. He's very much in, like, you know what I mean? He loves that. Like, he could sleep on the ground, and I'm like, no.
Well, I can't sleep on the ground. I have to have some sort of, like mattress.
Like this outdoorsy? Like, this is
This is
outdoorsy for me. My deck, yeah.
And you slept in your passenger...
Well, no, hold up.
Yeah, where in the car did you sleep?
First night, I slept in the driver's side because when I get in my car, the first thing I do is driver's side, and I was like, you idiot, the steering wheel's right there. So I'm trying to like put my legs over the steering wheel, and I was like, why didn't I sleep in the passenger seat?
Yeah.
Next night, I did that, so then I just put my feet up on the dash.
And wait, where's Justin?
In the tent, snoring away. He's fine. He was fine. So then...
See, it doesn't take a lot for guys.
No, and then I joke, because when I wake up, I joke, because in the morning he'd be like, oh, I didn't sleep well. I'd be like, really? Because it sounded like you slept fine. I hope he doesn't watch this. Somebody in so much trouble.
I feel...
The CPAP didn't come with for the camping trip.
I feel like he could have brought it with him, too. You just need like a portable battery.
Oh, he definitely could have. But, like, I mean, like, I feel like in the event that we go on, like, a longer vacation, like, the CPAP will be coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he have the... Well, we'll have to get into it.
He has a full mask.
Oh, yeah.
Darth Vader.
I used to have it. So I used to have one. I mean, mine got better, which I didn't think could happen, but it does. It does get better.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. How long has he had it?
I
had it for like a couple years.
For a while.
The thing it was drying out my skin right here though, like the mask. But it's either that or because your body, if anybody doesn't know sleep apnea, you basically stop breathing, And there were some times with like ex-girlfriends where you do this, right? There's different things that you do.
Stop breathing.
No, this is what happens.
Just kidding.
You snore, because what happens is you're breathing, you're going, and then you go like this. And then
Justin's is more like.
So that's one.
Justin's is more like, excuse me, let me.
Well,
like I can't even get as loud as he gets.
Well, I was trying to give the mechanics of it, like the sound.
Like it's so loud.
Yeah.
It's a helicopter.
So basically, the way people die is you don't get enough oxygen to your brain, or you basically suffocate. You die because.
Yeah, I just wake him up. I'm always like, babe.
Yeah,
babe, put your mask on, because he'll take it off in the middle of the night too. Like the
and
other day, it was 4
sides.
a.m. He has to wake up at 4:30. I didn't even care. I was like, babe, put your mask on.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking to myself, like, oh, I got 30 minutes. I'm like, put it on! Like,
And there's different sides too. Like I sleep better with my right shoulder onto the bed. I snore less.
that's what everyone says. Nope, he's all
around?
No.
Even like on his
But
stomach?
I think he has sleep apnea. He's had sleep apnea ever since he got back from serving.
Yeah.
So I think it has something to do with like,
it could be
PTSD and things like that.
It could. There's a lot of factors that go into it, because like the first thing when and you have to find your right doctors, right? Because there are some really lazy doctors out there where the whole thing, I'm talking about not mental health doctors, I'm talking about physical doctors.
I want.
The first thing before even looking into everything, you gotta lose weight. It's like there's more to it than just that, man. Like you gotta lose weight. And it's like, oh my god.
I'd just like to bring attention to my Kylie Ice Me Out highlighter that is popping from this angle. Whoosh.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, so I just wanted to point that part out. But sleep apnea, it can be for someone that's like this big, to someone my size.
Justin's not a huge
yeah,
guy.
no, he's not a big guy. Like, and there's someone who might be 400 or 500 pounds or more. So sleep apnea hits across the board, and it also goes with ages too. A kid can have it.
Oh yeah.
A lot of elderly folks have it too.
How do we get on this?
Camping.
Camping.
So sleep apnea. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. So circling back.
Yeah, so circling back. That's gonna be a hard stop.
We're learning. I'm learning corporate words. He's teaching them to me. He's teaching me. Yeah, that's good.
We'll circle back around.
Yeah, we're circling back to the camping. I am not a camper.
Yeah.
Although the people that we camped with, shout out to our friends Sarah and Joe.
You gotta have the
and
stuff.
Tom and Megan. They brought everything. We had food. We had grills. We had everything was there. It was just like the idea of like, okay, I had to wake up in the middle of the night and use a porta potty, and I was not. It was like 3 a.m. I was tired, and I was like, that's exactly how I sounded.
Another thing.
At one point, I woke
porta potties
Justin up, and I was like, Justin, I have to go to the bathroom. And he's like, okay, so go to the porta potty. And I was like, I don't want to walk there myself. And you're like on a lake, and I was like, yo, these are the horror movies that I watch. Like, young girl wakes up to walk to porta potty and gets stolen off campground in the middle of the night. Like, I was also a journalist for 10 years, so I literally reported on this stuff. And then I was like, hopefully they just give me back, but.
That's just so much to unpack there. We're going to shelf that.
Anxiety.
Yeah, we're going to shelf and circle back
Mental
around.
health moment of the day.
Yeah, you have to prepare for camping.
For sure.
Any type of camping.
But
yeah,
this brings us to our lovely
real quick, why you look at the comments, you would have had such better, enjoyable moment. A lot of folks that go camping, they don't sleep on the same mattress. People get their own mattress. It's like camping.
But I like to snuggle.
I know. But don't you like to also sleep?
I slept in my car just fine.
Did you snuggle in the car?
No.
So there was no snuggling anyways. Do you see what I'm saying? Facebook comments. Let's go.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was ironic because I had posted and I had asked you guys to tell me your funny stories when you were traveling, and okay, this one was my favorite.
I haven't heard these, by the way.
Yeah, this one was my favorite all time. All right, so we got this comment from me and Wright. Now these are Instagram names. I don't know if necessarily this is their real name, but he was traveling to Wisconsin from Rhode Island with his cat.
From Wisconsin to Rhode Island.
Yes.
Okay. What a cat.
So, no, traveling to Wisconsin from Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
So he was going to Wisconsin. The cat was with him. Cat loves to be in the car. Cat wasn't allowed in the hotel. So he decides to sneak him in through the stairs in a Dave's Market Bag reusable bag, but he didn't realize that the bag started to get a hole in it. So all you saw was an orange cat leg dangling from the bag, and he was trying to run up the stairs. And I was
well, as you're moving, it's probably going to break.
Because I can just picture that being me. Little Lupe's like giant paw and like stunted arm, just like kind of like going out of like a bag.
Can you imagine like the not room? Is
I
it
can
room
see
service?
it happening.
Not room service.
Hysterical.
Yeah, the workers at the hotel going, mira, another one. What a cat.
What a cat. So funny. I mean, there are probably better ways to sneak in a cat. I would say like maybe a backpack, and then you like kind of like leave a little open so they can breathe, and then you just like sprint up the stairs. That's probably what I would do. Or
yeah, I mean, they make carriers, but I guess the carriers is a telltale sign, dead giveaway. Yeah.
So, but that
Traveling
one
with
was
a
my
cat,
favorite comment.
Cats are so crazy that I would be afraid.
When I moved from Warwick to Cranston, my cat's in the car, and they're like, and
yeah,
I was
but
like,
not all cats are like. I feel like a cat would spaz out in a car.
That's why they have to be in their carrier.
Yeah.
Or they'll pee all over your car. Although my old cat Merlin, the one that was a little special needs, loved the car. Loved the car. He would walk around. He was having a grand old time.
Some dogs are way better in cars than others.
All right, more comments. Krista Brown Russo, this was funny. She had to stay overnight with her entire family in Augusta, Maine in their station wagon because her parents didn't make a reservation and it was the week of Lobster Fest and they couldn't find a place to stay. Imagine. So then my brain went to me, I'm the middle child in case anybody doesn't know. Me, my two sisters, and my parents sleeping in a car overnight, and then I was like, nah.
That's not enjoyable.
I'll just go work. I'll just sleep in the Planet Fitness locker room.
Yeah, if you have 4 people and you're not prepared to
5
sleep in a car, first of all, the windows are going to get fogged up. It's going to get funky in there because everyone's snoring, feet, right? Haven't showered, and you're also
bringing up some.
And you're also miserable because you don't have a hotel. Because the whole way up there, you're going, oh man, we're gonna eat some lobster. We're gonna take a shower, take a little nappy new, do some laundry.
I would honestly, I'm not saying try this at home, folks, but I would probably just drink myself to sleep.
It's not the answer. You hear the cops? Don't do that. The cops will be like, hey, what are you doing in there?
Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Also, this brought up great comments from people talking about car naps, and I love car naps. Avid car napper. Love a car nap, especially as a morning person.
So good.
When I was on the morning news shift, oh my God, car naps.
You know why? I think mentally it's probably because the chair is like a recliner, and recliners are mad comfortable.
And it's lit.
The one thing that I'm very guilty on this, unless there's a really good conversation happening, it has to be good.
So not with me.
I would.
He's like,
road trips, if I'm not driving and I'm the passenger.
Oh, I'm out. I pass out super easily.
There's something about the cars just cradling baby Lupe just to sleep. And it's going.
There's actually, my old photographer made me a blanket for Christmas of
saw
all of the pictures of me napping in the car because that's how easily I
And there's a lot of them of you like this.
It's honestly my most attractive side.
Yeah.
We got to shout out Margs. She shared that she slept outside New York City's Studio A for today's show. She was going to see Rascal Flatts.
Really?
So she had no tent, just blankets and pillow. And I was like, girl, I hope you had good weather.
That's all you need. That's all you really need.
Also, you'll like this one. Yogi Jack wrote, hitchhiking in Costa Rica. This kind of transitions to like crazy travel stories, but this is a cool travel story. They were hitchhiking in Costa Rica. Her friend and her got a ride from a big tractor, random tractor, and the guy let us get on the lift, and then they got to pick fresh mangoes off the tree because they got to go up on the lift. He's definitely not the weirdest, but one of the coolest traveling stories.
That's something like that would only happen in Costa Rica.
I think that's phenomenal.
You know, when I drove up PCH, you see a lot of like farms and stuff, and over by, you have to be careful. This can only happen in Costa Rica because in California, those farmers are like, get off my property. They have all.
Why did they all of a sudden become Southern?
Because that's the imagery I'm trying to give you. Like, get off the prop. Well, that wasn't Southern. It was a stern voice. So there's all these signs that there's all these signs that say, don't pick, but
Oh, yeah.
But some of them, like, I wanted to try a fresh orange. Can you imagine having a fresh orange picked? That must have been so sweet. So sweet.
Huh. Huh. Interesting.
Anyways.
All right, so
when you're driving through California, there's but they'll get you. There was like high-tech cameras everywhere, but I almost chanced it. I almost did.
Now what happened? It's like I'm envisioning you pick an orange and like a giant alarm goes off, like voice of gods type of stuff.
Well, at certain points in Southern California, they have these checkpoints, and they're not looking for narcotics. They're not looking for.
What if you already ate it?
No, listen. They're not looking for anything
They're looking
like
for
that.
it in your poop.
They're looking for fruits and vegetables.
In your poop.
They want to make sure. Do we need to talk about something?
Yeah, guys, I really wanted to name this podcast Everybody Poops, but we weren't allowed to because apparently there's like a children's book, Everybody Poops, and we didn't want to get sued, but like that's what I say to everybody, like just to keep everyone on like the even keel, like everybody's the same, everybody poops.
When I used to be a little Lupe.
No, that's my cat.
There was I went to the YMCA, and I remember this counselor, and at this age you think everything that has to do with butt is funny. She goes, "Yeah, everyone."
I wasn't ready for that. Okay.
She like
when you're
little, like when we'd be talking, and
just like Gandor licking Little Lupe's butt.
We don't have to talk about that. I've erased that memory. But she goes, "Yeah, everyone has a butthole," and I remember laughing, and then going, "The hell does that mean?" Yeah, everyone's got a butthole. Like, okay, and that stood with me. And that goes back to everybody poops. Everybody is this body of like just bagged meat and bones.
That's why I joke when like women are like, "I don't poop." I'm like, "Yes, you do. Oh my God. Yes, you do.
I think
if you didn't, you'd be dead."
There's something with, and I don't have the numbers to back this up. This is just anecdotal, my own life. Women, first of all, you guys have the most stomach problems, right? IBS.
I don't think that's true.
I'm just saying me.
I think we talk about it more because men are more embarrassed about it.
Really?
Yes.
I think men, we're always doing poop jokes.
Yeah, but it's more than that. Men don't want to be embarrassed that they can't eat something because they have a sensitive stomach. They feel like
really?
Yes.
Am I not a man?
Well, you're a Pisces, so that's a little.
I'm just more in tune.
But like I tell Justin all the time, he has IBD.
Yeah.
And I tell him all the time, I'm like, babe, you probably shouldn't. It's either like our friend Camilla tells him he probably shouldn't eat dairy and he probably shouldn't eat gluten.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna eat whatever I want. All right, then you sit on the toilet for 2 hours. Have fun.
Yeah, I'm starting to gain a dairy mini intolerance. I'm noticing that when I eat it, I'm still gonna eat it though, because I'm not full blown like stop. There's no full stop, so I'm still gonna eat it. But yeah,
there's no hard stop.
It's a soft stop.
It's a soft stop. It's like,
yeah.
Is that a soft stop? If this is a hard stop?
It would probably be
the sound effect included.
Yeah, we'll come up with something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's just in my own life. I think I've probably, because I lived with more women than I have with men, so I just know how you guys are.
Yeah, you have a lot of women friends.
You guys are just very. You guys are amazing.
Let's say, first of all, we're elevated on deck right now.
Hashtag Pisces.
Yeah.
Hashtag Pisces.
Anyways, transitioning.
Yeah. No, we're gonna stay on this real quick. So my experience with camping is absolutely phenomenal. There is a whole world out there. In this world.
It's a whole new world, first of all.
It's a remix. But the reason why I kept interjecting is because you do have to be prepared. Like, one of the things.
Yeah, but you slept in your car too. You didn't pitch a tent.
True.
So I feel like that is different. You didn't try the camping on the ground. I mean, I'm sure you have in your past life.
Yeah, of course. I love it. But you can't do that in bigger towns. You have to do that like in the woodsy. You were in a woodsy area.
Yeah. Did you know that you can't just like throw up a tent anywhere? It's like illegal. You get like a fee.
It goes by counties. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned that. Not that I did it.
But I
learned
that. So a lot of folks live in the Southwest: Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Colorado. there's parcels of land called BLM, Bureau of Land Management, and it's owned by the federal government. And basically, it's just these open pieces of land that nothing's ever going to get developed there. It's the whole reason of it is for it to have open space. But there, you're allowed to do what's called dispersed camping. And what that means is that you can park anywhere. On this huge map of the U.S., you can park anywhere you want. And I think you can't stay more than like 2 weeks. But everything that you pack in, you have to pack out. Like no, they call it no
trash.
No trace. Leave no trace. So like you weren't even there.
Trash cans or anything?
They do, but like you go out camp, you bring it back, and then you throw it away. So that's like another big thing that people do because, everyone's just...
And we talk about this because Lupe wants to, like travel a lot and he wants to sleep in his car and all this kind of stuff. And I told him he can do whatever he wants as long as the podcast
as long as the podcast still goes.
I was like...
So, and that goes into, we can transition to that too, van life, right? So...
Big thing right now.
Even before it was kind of vogue, right? And I think there's...
It's very trendy right now.
Yeah, and that's what sucks too if you're trying to get into it because you can't find a decently priced RV, van, camper, especially with 2020.
But you know what would be wicked cool? Like I have a Ford Escape, right? Right? That's the kind of car I have.
You don't have a Ford Escape.
Yes, I do. That's
the little cars, isn't it? Is the Ford Escape?
No, I had a Fusion before. The Fusion before, that was one that blew up. Yes, I had a car that blew up. Different story.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. No, literally, like the engine was on fire.
The car was exactly at the end. The car was an exact replica of the relationship in which it came from.
Lindsay sends me a photo, and it literally looks. Think of this: she had a white car. You're doing s'mores. And one part of the marshmallow is just charred black. That's what it looked like.
That's literally what it looked like. Crazy.
Yeah.
Thank God I was okay. Shout out to my friend George who noticed that the car was on fire and told me to get the hell out.
Can you imagine you taking a nap?
No, he was coming to get me because my car broke down.
No, I know, but imagine if you were taking a nap. Oh wait, your car wouldn't have been on anyways.
No, but I'm just glad that he got there as early as he did. Because that was scary. Anyways, I digress. I have a Ford Fusion. Yes, it's like a mid-size SUV. But imagine if you could take out, because the trunk is open.
Yeah.
But if you could take out the back seat and you could just have the front two seats, then you could make that a bed in the back.
Oh, sweetie. I have to send you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why do you need a van? You can do your car. You can't do the Subi, but...
No, so many people already do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to buy my car off me?
No. So yeah, car, van, SUV, but
the point of me saying that is you don't need a van. You could do it with do it yourself with like a mid-size SUV or something.
I want to do kind of. I mean, we could do a whole video on this later on, but
everyone has the creepy vans though. That's like the thing.
Well, they're
free mimosas, still children.
They're
those types of vans.
What are they called? They're called utility like conversion vans.
Creeper vans. I call them creeper vans. Free candy.
Yeah.
Don't go to them.
I can't with you right now. Drink your coffee. So
it's great coffee.
The reason why is because when I was car camping, there's not a lot of space, right? So with a van, you can actually put a stationary bed. You can put in cabinets. You can put in drawers.
Well, if you wanted to do all that,
you can like get up and stretch. Like when I was car camping in the Subaru, it's literally I was playing Jenga. I had to put one thing down, put down my mats, and then in order for me to have legroom, I have to put all the totes, put them in the front seat.
Well, a Subaru is small to begin with. This is what I'm saying. Like you could get a Yukon.
Yeah.
You get a Yukon, empty that out. That's a big buck car.
I'm doing the Subaru for a while. And
I'm sure you will. But
what I want to do is I kind of want to step up every single time, and then kind of do it that way.
All right. So next time I buy a car, I'll give you that one.
Okay. I was trying to be nice.
You don't want my car?
You're not the best driver.
What does that have to do with my car?
You slam on the brakes a lot. The brake pads are probably gone.
No, I just got them replaced.
The rotors.
I literally just paid to get all that replaced. I replaced all that. I know that I'm not a great driver, but I'm still better than my boyfriend though. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I replaced all the stuff in my car. It's in good condition. And I only bought it with like 30,000. It only has like 65,000 miles on it or something.
I have to take to my guy. I gotta see what my guy says.
Your guy is my guy.
No, I got the guy. But yeah, guys, look up Vanlife, Car Life. Again, it's I think what we were trying to get to is that it's really tough right now because of 2020. So many people either quit their job, left their job, decided to work remotely. Right back at you. Don't start. And, you know, a lot of folks, what they were doing is like, why, if I don't have to sit in traffic, be miserable at a desk from 9 to 5, I can do this job remotely. Why not do it from in the middle of a national park, in a new city? And it's kind of like this, it's a whole thing. But
well, so many people that I met when I went to Miami to go visit my friend Julie were all like finance people in New York, and they just moved down to Miami for 6 months, just did down there, just, you know, live the party life. They were like, oh yeah, I'm working remotely, but like we're on a yacht.
Yeah.
But like they're still getting their work done.
Yeah, and there's some companies out there kind of like Airbnb, where if you want to move somewhere for a month at a time, quarterly at a time, you pay like this yearly fee, and basically you can move Miami to Denver, however fast you want, but it's still the same rent. So at least you know what your baseline rent is all the time, but you're moving around.
Yeah.
And it's just cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
No,
but the thing...
Cool. And...
Yeah.
Smooth transition is...
Hard stop?
No, this is a transition.
Okay,
this is a whoosh.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm really happy to see this happening because I think that it is... The underlying meaning of this is that people are taking more account for their mental health.
Oh, yeah.
People realize that they don't have to stay at a job that treats them like crap. They don't have to stay in a job where they don't feel appreciated. There are other things that they can do. They can do what they enjoy and make money on that. Like, I think it's so cool. Like, okay, I said that we would mention this, but today is World Heart Day, of course. But it's so cool to think about, like, that my job actually helps save people's lives. Think about that. And I'll still be doing that once I finish my degree for psychology, you know what I mean? Like and that's what I want to do with my time on this earth, and I always say that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's so cool, and I love to see that people, you know, and there's been a lot of different articles, like I read about the Great Resignation, and you know how
I love that word.
Yeah, and how it's like bad for, you know, there was a big thing about broadcast journalism and da-da-da-da-da.
It's bad for who? That's what you have to look at.
Thank you.
Bad for who?
And that was my, and I shared it, and I said, I'm just going to leave this right here.
Yeah.
Without commenting. But I'll comment on it here.
Yeah.
I love that the, quote, smaller people are taking back their power.
Yeah.
I love to see it. I love to see that.
Yeah.
Whatever you believe on your time on this earth, whatever happens afterwards, what are you going to do with that time? And I think people have a much bigger appreciation now for the, you know, lack of a better term, YOLO, and what they want to do and how they want to spend that time and be happy. Like, you don't want to be miserable.
Yeah. I know. I felt so at peace when I was driving.
I love that for you. No, I love that. Like, when you told me that you wanted to leave your job, and because Lupe does Roadie Foodie full time now, and YouTube, and he kicks butt at it. If he does like other things other than just our podcast, even though this is the most important thing in his life, obviously.
Well, real quick, I want to touch on two things. One, you're right. I think.
Rewind. Say that again?
Yeah, you're right.
Hard stop!
Yeah, there was...
My neighbors are going to complain.
There's so many factors that go into a toxic job, right? And I get it. There's some of you like, you need to make money. You got to do that.
Of course.
I agree.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to stay there. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
There's options.
But if there's a place that is underpaying you, overworking you, you can't do one or two, right? What's the old saying? Either pay me like shit, or...
I haven't heard this one
No,
before.
wait. It's something like you can't pay me and treat me like shit. It's got to be one or the two, right? So if you treat me like shit, you got to pay me, right?
Yeah.
Or if I'm paying low, you can't treat me like shit. Like, it has to be one or the two, not both.
I
right?
agree with that.
So it's that, is there any room for advancement? Is there any... You have to look at...
That's the big thing, like, especially for me, because I'm turning 30.
Yeah.
It's what's the next 5 years look like for you for work-life balance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting my degree, my master's degree. I want to do more psychology. I want to do more counseling. I want to have a family in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, that was really what it was for me. Like, the advancement is okay, so like what's next for the next part of my life? And that's when I was just like, you know what? It's time for a new chapter. Like, I'm super excited. Actually, by the time this airs, I will have already done it, but you can check out E360 TV. I will have done a live at 5 o'clock. We're talking about World Heart Day. And specifically, is a woman that I used to work with a lot on Studio 10, and she asked me to come on because I work with AHA, but she wants to specifically talk about the link between mental and physical health. And that was my
big link.
Yeah, that was my big push when I interviewed and was talking to people from AHA, is that they're always talking about, tobacco, vaping, blood pressure, heart disease, all these kind of stuff. And I always say my favorite line is, there's no physical health without mental health. And it's so true. So we're going to be talking about a lot about that. Sure, I'll share some clips so you guys can see that. But
that's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just wrote my very first conceptualization essay for the theories class that I'm in right now, and you have to apply a theory to a case study. And I was sitting there, and I was like,
it wasn't about me, was it?
No.
There's a couple cases about. No, that's good.
No. It's like what the teacher thinks of.
Yeah.
But I was like, I kind of felt, you say you feel at peace in the woods. Like, I felt at peace writing this. Like, this is what I should be doing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to help people. So actually, the theory that we learned about,
and it's a weird feeling once you feel it.
It is weird. It is really weird, but it's awesome too in the same sense. I learned about person-centered theory, and it's all about when you go to therapy. What do you expect from your therapist? I think this is a great question.
Now or before?
Both. Start because you've done it. So how does it change?
So before, I was looking for them to fix me. I was looking for the answers, right?
Pause.
Yes.
That is common.
Yeah, of course it is.
Most people go to therapy. They want them to they think their therapist is going to tell them what to do. That's why I love this theory by Carl Rogers. If you guys look him up, he's really, really interesting. And he was actually not liked by scientists for a long time, because the idea was that you listen, you don't tell the person. It's already inside of them.
Yeah,
you help to bring it out of them.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite theory that I've learned so far, because I am a firm believer that it is in you already. You just need the courage or the confidence to let it come out. Or a lot of times a job change, people are just too scared to do that, something like that.
It's like if you guys go watch the movie Inception. There's a part in the movie where they had to go deep inside somebody for them to wake up. I don't want to. That's as much I'm going to give away.
I was going to say, you don't want to give away the movie, but no, I get it.
But it's So that's the first part.
And then after
now it's kind of just working through it.
Perfect. Okay, so now would you consider it a team effort?
Would I consider it a team effort? Yes.
How do you see? What role do you feel like your therapist or counselor plays? What role in your life? What type of role?
Probably just one role.
No, it could be multiple.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you think.
Probably like a facilitator.
Perfect. Perfect word.
An assistant, right? Because the heavy lifting always has to be done by the individual.
Yes, and that's something I don't think that a lot of people realize when they go to therapy, is it's not just getting all the answers, it's the work you're doing, and it's hard.
Well, because we're so used to going to the doctor, hey, I broke my arm. Oh, okay, you got to do the cast, you got to do this, but you'll be all set. It's not like that. It's so multifaceted and dimensional.
It really is.
Because so many factors play into it, not just saying words and then hearing words. Yeah. Right?
And I love that you use the word facilitator, because that is what I hope to be. I hope to be the counselor, this soundboard, the person that there's another theory that we learned about where you kind of reword what somebody says and say it back to them in
yeah.
a different, I feel like a lot of people that have not been to therapy, they think of the quintessential, like, well, how does that make you feel? It's not really like that, but say...
That endless conversation of, it's blue. Well, why is it blue? Why do you think it's blue?
Yeah, it's totally different, but, it's called existentialism. That was the other theory that we learned about. And you kind of reshape what the client has said to you and present it to them in a different way. But again, that goes back to them, makes them think differently about it. And again, it's in them. They know. It's just tough to get it out sometimes.
Yeah. And we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast too. One thing, you have to make it visual for yourself. So the way that I make it visual for myself is I look at light switches, right? How can they help me flip the switch so that a room can be lit for me to figure it all out? So they're there to help you find those light switches, but you have to flick it open.
You have to turn it on.
And you also have to look at the whole room and you're like, all right, this is an escape room. How are we going to handle this trauma? We can't handle this trauma until we figure out this trauma or this situation. We don't have to use the word trauma, but, and your mind is a mansion full of 1,000 rooms.
Oh, there's so much.
And that's 1,000 light switches, and they're there to help you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's been really cool. I'm only on my second class. It should take 3 years to complete the program, but I'm super excited to keep sharing things with you guys that I learn.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting because I've been in therapy for years and years and years, and it's interesting to hear.
And real quick, you have to find who works well with you too.
Oh yeah, we have multiple different therapists.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, guys. It's like finding a job, I guess. I don't know what else to.
I actually equate it to finding a life partner.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to find somebody that fits with you.
Yeah.
And this is actually the main point of my theories and methods class, is because, I'm hoping that I can be somebody that can be versatile and I can, apply. I know, I get to know you. I know what works best with your personality, blah, blah, blah. But there are a niche. There are some, counselors that have a niche and they only counsel one way.
Horrible.
That might not.
Horrible.
But it might work great for someone else. That doesn't mean they're not a good counselor.
Yeah, well,
but they have their own niche. But it's the same thing. You have to find who works with you.
Even beyond that, you wake up differently, right? One day, this one is a bag of flowers, smiling. Another day, whatever the opposite of that is, right? So if you're going into therapy, you just had a Red Bull, you're excited, we're gonna do some heavy lifting today. And I've had some sessions where I've gone in and it's been kind of silent.
And that's okay.
And sometimes I've gone in and we'll just talk about literally how my week went, right? And they're there listening to, and sometimes you just.
Have you ever gone into a session and you're like, I have nothing to talk about, and then you leave the session and you're like, oh my God, how did I get here?
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I was not prepared.
I feel like cancel all my meetings for the week.
Literally, I just need to lay on the couch, because sometimes it's mentally exhausting.
Yeah. So, however sometimes you go into a session differently, exhausted, happy, sad, and not all sessions look alike. So,
True.
And it also depends on the subject matter as well. One of the things that I like, one of my therapists that she did was, she said, okay, let's take it all the way back. First memory.
That's an interesting question.
And
I like
then,
that one.
and then from there, she's like, okay, let's build a timeline. So what happened when you were 6? What do you remember when you were 6?
How old were you when you had your first memory?
I don't even.
I had an elementary school teacher do this as an exercise one time. It was very interesting.
See, every time I think about it, I think of a different memory. So it's really weird. But I think the age that I said was around 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds about right for me too.
Yeah.
For sure. Most of mine are very vivid around the holidays, because that's personally my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But Christmases
yeah,
stick out.
Yeah. So there's, I appreciated that too, because what it did too is that we were able to tackle things as it went on. And then it also gives them a roadmap for you too. So, fast forward into your 30s now. Okay, something's happening here. Do you think it's because of what happened when you were 12? Do you think it's
that's common.
So that it's a great way to start, and I appreciate therapists that do that too, because they're, again, guys, you're kind of going, I hate to say this, but you're kind of dating, right? Like you said, it's a partnership.
It's a relationship.
So you're getting to know each other.
Yeah, of course.
You're learning, obviously, or at least what I did is I make sure you're certified. I make sure, did you go to school for this? What type of counselor you are? Because there's social workers, right? There's psychiatrists, there's psychologists.
And we've learned about that as well.
Yeah.
The client has, I want to tell you guys this as someone that's learning about it too. As a client, you have every right your first session to ask your counselor questions. Get to know them. What is their niche? What have they worked with? Where have they worked? Because for some people that have a lot of multicultural backgrounds and a lot of multicultural concerns, that is something that they want to know that those counselors have worked with before. They, you know what I mean? Like, what is, you don't want to get like overly personal, I suppose, but do they understand how it is to have a family? That's definitely something that impacts them, because at the end of the day, therapists are people too.
Yeah.
They're not magic makers. They do the best they can, but they're people too. And it's so important that you say it, because people don't think about that.
And there's
it's a two-way street.
And there's little things that you have to look at too, right? So one of my past therapists, and guys, a really good website. If it's not this website, it sounds like it. But there's a website out there, I think, called psychologytoday.com. And what it is you can put in where you think you want to find a therapist. And then from there, it's kind of like Yelp, but where you go on there and you can see what type of therapy they specialize in. And they'll tell you, early childhood trauma. Sometimes you're looking for a relationship therapist. Whatever you're looking for, it's cool that they've built websites like this now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Because you can put in and be like, yep, I have a problem there, I got a problem there, and it'll filter it down and it'll give you. And I found one in my town, and that was an important conversation that we had, because she's like, okay, I'm going to give you a scenario. We're at Stop and Shop and we see each other. How would you like me to greet you?
Yep, that's
or do you want me to pretend I didn't see you? Do you want me to say hi? Do you want me not to say hi? So, it's very nice that they're thoughtful and little things like that, because I mean, what's the old joke?
You don't. I'm like, hi. I'm like, I had a good day today.
Hey, bestie. But there are some people where, and it's okay. This is your journey. If you don't want people to know you're going to a therapist, then so be it.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you know what? I'm overly comfortable with it now, and it's something that I'm very much an advocate for. But while I work to fight the stigma, I understand. I understand in certain cultures, it is really not, I don't want to use the word appreciated, but it's not recognized. Yeah. It's not given the fair...
And that should be illegal.
Yeah, it's not given the fair attention, or it's not really...
That's why I said that, because of the cops.
Oh, yeah. But it's not even seen as a real thing, which is sad. And you know what? If you're one of those people that's out there that does need help, but you don't want to tell anyone, I understand that. I was that person. I would tell people in college that I was going to the library to study or something, and I went to my college therapist. Yeah. I didn't want to tell people. I thought it was embarrassing. And now I want to help others kind of change the conversation around that, because the only thing that you're doing is helping yourself. And I think that that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I think that it takes courage. It takes so much courage to be able to say, you know what, I need help. Yeah. This is the first step to do it.
And for men, men are a very special breed. We'll take it.
And men's mental health is
where,
it's a big
guys, we're very, hey, we'll figure it out. But that goes beyond mental health. It goes into
toxic masculinity.
Like physical stuff, right? So
toxic masculinity.
Well, yeah. Well, I want to give examples of it though. When they, even like animals, right? Male animals, if they get injured, They rather just go into the woods and just be away from everything and just figure it out, hoping things get better. But they don't get better. You have to go through it. So, like you said, it's opening up the curtain, destigmatizing it, and just making it more normal. We need to normalize it.
Men have feelings. It's fine.
Me too. I got a lot.
I was gonna say, we're not all Pisces. We're not feelings like that. You know, you got a Pisces and you got a Sag. It's very interesting.
It's called double downing. All right.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, it's super important though. So I don't know how that came from the camping.
That's okay. But we'll leave you guys too. I wanted one last point on kind of life too. Is it's so bizarre. This is so two things. I'm sorry. First, our generation, we're not that old from each other, so stop saying that. I already know what you're saying in your head. But for the folks that are our age, we went through a 2008 recession. We went through a freaking pandemic. And now we're going to be going, this isn't me being an alarmist, but there's going to be repercussions from a pandemic. So we're already starting to see the small things of a pre-recession, right? I can't even find Gatorade in some stores. There's going to be shortages.
Not to be that guy, but everything is cyclical. Everything that goes up has to come down.
Yeah,
so
that
there's going to be
it's like the housing thing. That's why they call it a balloon, because balloons pop, right? So unfortunately, there's going to be people, foreclosures. Here's the crazy part. They're being very quiet about all the evictions too. So many people are being, and that's a whole other podcast, but it's just crazy how things like that we actually used to hear about and to be informed, but now it's kind of just being stuffed down. So it's tough. What I'm trying to say too is that our lifetime, we're going through a lot of these. When I was trying to look for a home in 2008, 2009, it was the worst time to look for a house.
I mean, it's not a great time to look for a house right now
either.
Because everything's so expensive. It's
but everything goes like this, right? And my timing in life just doesn't, I'm chasing it. So that's what makes our generation kind of unique when it comes to that. And the second thing that I wanted to say was our whole lives, right? Adults, everyone who taught us to be us, have raised us to be, hey, be happy, right? But right now, for the folks that are part of the Great Resignation, doing our own thing, working on mental health, they're going, yeah, but not like that. And that's the frustrating part, is
there's not one kind of happy.
Being told to, hey, find what you love and make money from it. But what that requires to do is to change your life or to get rid of a toxic job. But there's going to be some people not like that. And it's like, well, what the heck, dude?
And that's okay.
That's okay too.
Change, I think change is okay. We've talked about that on this podcast before.
Yeah, that's just the thing. The one thing that doesn't change is change.
Yeah, change is inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
so, all right, guys.
2 weeks.
Gonna do it for us in 2 weeks. Tell us what you want to hear, and I want to hear more stories from you guys because I love sharing the stories that we hear.
Yeah.
Again, you can follow us Instagram, Facebook. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and you write it all down. We didn't say write this down.
Well, we got into camping.
Yo,
and
just don't
health.
camp. Don't camp and get
Guys,
a therapist. Write that down.
No, listen. La 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 la. Go camping.
All right, but seriously, sure.
It's beautiful out there.
But get a better air mattress. Or maybe just get an RV. I would love to camp if I had an RV.
So yeah, vans are like mini RVs.
Perfect.
That's what I'm saying.
That's perfect.
Anybody knows a really good, well-priced, low mileage van? Please write us in. And actually, I'm looking outside of New England, right? Because what happens in New England under cars?
Yeah.
The rust.
The rust.
So I feel like in my travels, I'm probably gonna buy a van in Colorado or Florida or something like that. I already know what's gonna happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. If you got any hints on a van, tell Lupe. And as always, drop down what you guys want to hear us talk about next time.
I'm gonna live in a van down by the river. Do you remember that skit from SNL?
No.
I'll send it to you.
I don't know. He's gonna be in my parking space in my condo.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, we have to talk after this. No, just kidding. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.